Welcome back to Adventures with Rosie. Today we're going to try and solve an age-old problem, and that is getting your caravan or your motorhome level, and getting it level the first time without lots of trips back and forth from the car. And we're going to do so with this little piece of kit right here, SavvyLevel Plus. Welcome to another edition of Rosie Reviews. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, my name is Bronson. My wife Chelsea and our 3 children, we live full-time in this caravan I'm sitting in right now, and we are 11 months into our kind of lap of the South Island of New Zealand. We make videos, weekly videos of our adventures, tips and tricks style videos, and also review products. And I'm pretty excited about this little product today that I'm going to review. This is the SavvyLevel Plus. Pretty excited about this. So what this little unit does is it sits in your caravan, wired in to your battery, and it communicates via Bluetooth to an app on your phone. So when you arrive at a campground or a site where you're staying, you fire up the app, you drive your caravan or your motorhome in, and it'll tell you how level you are or what sort of adjustments you need to make. So I know what you're thinking, it's probably well, it's not that big a deal, right? You can be a bit uneven. So for us in this caravan, our bed runs east-west, so if we're not level side to side, we're either head up when we sleep, or we're sleeping with our head up or our head down. Also, if our angle's off, our shower door won't close. If the angle is too far one way, then the shower door just stays open, and the kids tend to roll out of bed and that sort of thing. So it is nice to be level. The kids also get a little bit off kilter when they're walking around the caravan and it's uneven. So there's always lots of, backwards and forwards, trying to get the caravan level, looking at it, are we level, getting the bubble level out, putting it around the place. So yeah, today we're going to install this and see if that solves our problem. So full disclosure, I was sent this product by the team at InsideOut RV. So we met InsideOut RV, a lovely couple that run that company here in New Zealand. We met them at a motorhome show probably 2 years ago now. They do the elite and next gen caravans, really beautiful caravans. You see them all over New Zealand because they have a cool color range as well. So not only are they pretty stunning caravans, but you can choose something other than white for the outside of your caravan. So you'll see blue and yellow and red ones around the country. Really beautiful caravans. And InsideOut just started to get into the accessory game. And actually we were talking to them because in a week's time, if you're watching this video early, at the start of December, we're doing a bit of a Christmas giveaway, and we're doing 12 giveaways over 12 days on the channel here. And InsideOut RV came on board and gave us some accessories to give away. They're pretty cool, unique accessories, and they said to us, hey, would you like to try out the SavvyLevel? Do a little review video, and I'm not going to turn down free tech for the caravan. I love this sort of thing. This would be super helpful in our day-to-day lives. So yeah, that's the video. So full disclosure, I was given this product. I will do my best to give you an impartial review of it. Alright, let's have a look at what's in the box first, and then we'll look at some specs, and then we'll install it and test it out. So, a bunch of instructions which I've skimmed through, but they tell you the ideal locations to install it. A little cable which is kind of cool. I like the idea of this. This is a 9-volt cable. You hook it up to a 9-volt battery, sorry. And this allows you to test the unit out before you decide where to mount it. So you plug that into the unit, 9-volt battery, and then you can choose an ideal location in your caravan. The reason behind that being is that obviously, because it communicates over Bluetooth, any sort of metal might sort of weaken that Bluetooth signal. So maybe you don't want to bury it down in a locker if you have a steel caravan. You can kind of plug that in, set your device up somewhere in your caravan, and then go out to your tow vehicle or fire up the app and make sure you're getting a good signal. So kind of a cool idea. We'll use that first before we choose the final mounting location for sure. And then the SavvyLevel itself, this little guy here, little tiny little unit. It's got 4 holes on the sides for screwing it in, and bullet connectors on the end. So pretty simple, no moving parts or anything. That's what you get in the box. Now in terms of wiring kits, there's 2 options available. There's an external and an internal wiring kit. So one you can mount out on your drawbar if you prefer to have the unit out there in like a weather sealed case. I went for the internal wiring kit, this guy here. And so we've got some 1.3 meters of 2-core wiring cable in there. We've got bullet connectors, butt connectors. We've got the tap wire splice connectors, which are the ones that you can use to splice into an existing cable to power this thing. It's also got an inline fuse in this bag, so a 50 milliamp inline fuse. The device itself actually has a fuse in it, which we'll talk about in a sec. Rivets if you wanted to rivet it to, you know, a wooden cabinet or to metal somewhere, and adhesive mounting pads, which is awesome. I really like the adhesive mounting pads. I'm going to use those. I'm planning to mount it under our bed, which we'll get to in a sec, but I'm just going to use a couple of those adhesive mounting pads. All the brains of this caravan and the batteries are under the bed here, so yeah, should be able to mount it with a short runner cable, and yeah, should be good under there. We won't ever bump it or touch it, and yeah, it'll be a good spot for it, I think. Alright, before we install it, let's chat tech specs quickly. So the power supply for this can be anywhere from 7 to 30 volts, which is pretty awesome that there's such a big range. This caravan, you know, 12 volt systems will be fine right in the middle there. We did have a bus prior to this that was on 24 volts. Most of the plugs are on 24 volts, that system, so that would work in that case as well, which is pretty cool. So 7 to 30 volts. The current draw, this little guy is only going to draw 12 milliamps off your battery, so pretty insignificant. When I did it first open this, I thought these wires were quite thin, you know, given that the 22 gauge wires. I thought, man, those are quite thin. You know, I've done other 12 volt work in here, USB ports and that sort of thing, thicker wires obviously, but then I read that it only consumes, or it only draws 12 milliamps, so 0.012 of an amp, so not much at all. So you're not gonna, battery's not gonna go flat with this thing. It's also got an internal fuse, an 80 milliamp slow blow fuse, and the bag as well, like I said earlier, does come with another inline fuse. Where I'm going to plug it into this caravan is also fused, so I'm just going to use that fuse and the fuse that's in here. I'm not going to worry with that inline fuse, but you could, depending on where you're installing it and what other sort of current draws you have in that cable. So yeah, pretty small device, not going to suck too much power, pretty easy to install. Like, you could piggyback this off anything in your caravan really that's got power, right? Like a light switch or anything really. You wouldn't notice it, and it comes with those little tap wire connectors as well. So yeah, we're going to plug this straight into the brain of our caravan, just because it's right there and there's spare spade connectors on it. I figured it'll just be easy to crimp a couple of spade connectors onto the wire, plug it straight in, then it's on its own circuit. But yeah, install will be pretty straightforward, I'd say. Alright, well, welcome to under the bed of our caravan. This is the brains of our operation here. Our BM Pro battery system, you know, control nodes, all that sort of thing. Batteries are in under here. Now my thinking for this was that I'm going to install it. I'm going to plug it basically straight into here. So this battery management system has spare 10 amp plugs. Male spade connectors. I've got a couple of female ones. I'm just going to crimp on the end. I'm thinking I'm going to put it about here in the middle. And yeah, I'm just going to read the instructions because there is a specific way these wires have to go. I don't think they can go forward. I think the wires have to go back. And this thing has to sit kind of flat. It can't sit on an angle like that or an angle like that. You can mount this inverted, flat, like that, so you could mount it on the top of a cupboard or down like that. But I'm thinking just there's a good spot. The bed frame shouldn't touch it. No, it looks like it'll just clear it. And then I run my plug straight down into the system there. And I'm just going to use a couple of those stickies there. So I will mount this in now, and then we will fire up the app and see how it looks. Alright, so we're all wired up under the bed just on the 9 volt battery. So I've just downloaded the SavvyLevel app, and I should pull that up on the screen here for you so you can see what I'm doing. We'll go start using SavvyLevel. Imagine there's a few things I need to do for setup first. Menu, connect device, yeah. Connect up to it. Checking device. There we go. So the battery voltage it's showing is the battery that I've plugged in, but this device can also show your battery voltage if you connect it right up to the battery. And it looks like we're on a bit of an angle, which is actually right. So it says we're off by 1 degree, and I know we are here because I tried to shower this morning and the door kept opening. So that's cool. Alright, so we'll go into settings now, and we will also look at what else is in here. Yeah, so the caravan span, so basically you specify what unit of measurement you want to use, whether or not you want to use inches or millimeters, and then you can specify your wheel to wheel distance between your two wheels, and your wheels to jockey. So from the middle of your wheel to the jockey wheel at the front of the caravan. Now if you have a twin axle caravan like us, you measure to the middle of the two wheels apparently. Now what that allows you to do is when you basically it'll tell you how many millimeters you're off once you put those measurements in. So say you arrive on a site, you know, and you're off on a side, you've already put those measurements in and you're on an angle, it'll tell you to the millimeter what angle you're actually on. So if you're 10 mil off and you've got a piece of wood you can pop underneath, you know, that's 10 mil thick, you could put it under and you'll level out. Same if you adjust the jockey wheel, you can actually have this app open as you're winding down your jockey wheel on the caravan until you get it spot on, which is pretty cool. Enable tilt height, that allows you to specify or to show the height of the jockey wheel when you take it off the car. So when you back your car in and you wind it up to get the jockey wheel off the tow ball, it'll actually mark the tilt height on there, and then when you level it out it'll keep that mark on the thing, so you know how high you need to raise the front of the caravan to get the jockey wheel under. Enable battery, so it looks like you can turn that on or off. We'll just leave it on. And you can also set the orientation of this app, so whichever way you have your phone in your little, you know, holder in your car for your GPS or whatever, we can say landscape left, oops, yep, landscape right, but we'll probably keep ours in portrait, and it'll just change. It'll remember that setting when you go on. So I think what we should do now, oh sorry, one other thing I didn't show you in here under settings is zero calibration. Now what you can do with the zero calibration is you can actually specify a height or an angle that you like your caravan or motorhome on. So if you have a specific preference, maybe you like to sleep slightly head up rather than level, maybe you like, if you have a north-south facing bed, maybe you like the jockey wheel to raise the front of the caravan up slightly higher, you can actually calibrate this device to remember your preference. So you can basically say, you can park your caravan up or your motorhome in the preference you like it, and then you can zero calibrate it so that that will be the baseline basically, which is pretty cool. So yeah, quite cool little screen there. You've got a day and a night mode as well, so you can switch between the two modes depending on which one you like. I think what we should do now is hook the car up to the caravan. We're not actually traveling today, but what I might do is put the ramps under the caravan, and we'll put this in the car and we'll actually see how sort of responsive it is to different angles and things like that, and see if we can get some weird angles going on in here. But pretty cool system, pretty clean. It's kind of cool to just think that would be sitting under your bed running all the time, and whenever you just arrive somewhere, open the app, yep, back in there, yep, perfect. So yeah, we'll hook up the car and we'll give it a spin. Alright, well we're going to give it a real world test now. We're going to move our caravan, park in a different site, and I'm just going to hoon around this paddock as well because it's quite bumpy, so we'll see how much this changes. I'll just record the screen on my phone so you guys can see what's going on, and we'll give it a test. See if we can find some bumps to drive over. It seems pretty responsive, it's quite neat. Here's a good bump. Hopefully that guy won't mind. Here's a hole. We'll park the right hand wheels in a hole and see what happens. Should go look at that. It does take a second to catch up, not a huge amount of time. That's pretty responsive. Let's go and find, drive through a bump, let's go and find another spot to park in. Maybe under these trees. Oh, someone behind me now. It's very responsive to the bumps. You can see that little purple arrow down the bottom as well, is where I set my hitch level height, so you can see that we're slightly high, not quite even there. Let's try park under here. So really the one that we want to nail when we park somewhere is that top gauge. That's our, you know, east to west, I suppose. We can always fix the pitch of the front of the caravan with the jockey wheel up or down, but we want to kind of get that side to side. Alright, so pull forward a bit here. Oh yeah. very uneven grass, this place. Alright, you can see it getting better as you pull in. That is pretty cool. I don't imagine you'd nail 0 degrees on the money, but a couple of degrees out is fine by us. Very cool piece of kit. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on this SavvyLevel? I really like it. It was super easy to install, quite intuitive. The instructions that came with it, pretty good of telling you like the direction you have to have the unit in, and you can't have it on an angle or like this or whatever. Yeah, pretty easy to follow. They got great YouTube videos as well on how to use the app, but the app was pretty straightforward. As you saw me, as I was filming, I was just kind of feeling my way through it, and it, yeah, seems good. I do as well like the little 9-volt battery, sort of tester battery you can hook up to find that location. That's kind of handy, so before you go ahead and wire it all in and rivet it to your caravan, you can figure out if it's going to talk well to your phone. That Bluetooth connectivity seemed great. Yeah, I like it. I know I seem super positive in this kind of review of it, and I mean, to be honest with you, I only really like to review products that I think are going to be useful and are a good fit. I don't like to just review any old product. I like to review things that I'm going to use as well, right? I'm going to use this on a daily, well, every time we move basically. So yeah, so big thank you to InsideOut RV for sending me that. Like I said up the top, they've just gotten into the accessory game, so if you want to check out their cool accessories they've got some awesome trailer jacks, like electric jacks, some really neat mats actually, and other accessories. We're actually giving away some of their accessories as well in the Christmas giveaway, so they've been super generous to us. So on the 1st of December, for 12 days, we're having 12 giveaways at Christmas. So stay tuned for that, subscribe for that, and you might pick yourself up some cool caravan accessories. I'll link all their details below for InsideOut RV, so go and check them out. And like I said as well, their caravans are stunning. The next gen caravans they do, I know some of you guys that watch this channel own them. Ooh, they're beautiful. So yeah, check them out. All the details below, their Instagram and stuff as well. Go and check that out. And I'll see you in the next video. We are going to go down to Milford, Queenstown, Wanaka area, Milford Sound. We've got a ton of adventures coming up. We're going to try and get to Mount Cook before Christmas and do the famous Hooker Valley track, which is one of the best short walks in New Zealand. So tons of content coming up. Not only do we have those 12 Christmas giveaways, we've got a ton of vlogs coming up as well. So yeah, stay tuned for those, all throughout summer as well, videos. So new video every week. Yeah, we'll do some reviews, do some vlogs, hang out with you guys, and live streams every second Friday as well. So plenty going on, plenty of reasons to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.